WEBTOON. I love you. I am so grateful that you exist. I think you're a true pioneer. That being said, I have some notes. So I don't know really why I ranked these things the way I did. I kind of do, but honestly, I just know that people like lists, so give me that algorithm goodness, baby. Number 5 is number 5 because it's one that I didn't come up with. And that's not to say that I don't value other people's opinions less than mine, just that I don't really have personal experience to speak on it. But this comes from the user Tremors Art, who also is on YouTube, so check them out if you are so inclined. But they said they would like a better subscription for individual series, like paying for a fast pass to the whole series instead of individual chapters. I think that's a really good idea. I read a lot of webcomics, but I definitely have some favorites for sure. Like the 2 people that I support on Patreon are Teslin, who does Facing the Sun, and Anna Meyer, who does St. Catherine. So for me, getting a fast pass would just mean like upgrading my Patreon tier. So I can relate to this in a way. I do think that when you have like a special love for certain stories or certain like what certain creators are trying to accomplish and you want to support them in that goal, being able to have a more permanent subscription makes a lot of sense to me, and I think would really empower creators and also be a really good financial model for WEBTOON to consider. They might even be able to like offer discounts if people were to do like a monthly or bi-yearly or yearly subscription. That is definitely a good suggestion. So there you go, WEBTOON. Please make it happen or disregard everything in this video. Totally up to you. Number 4 is that I really wish there was a way to monitor, delete, or approve comments. I am very fortunate in the fact that on my series, I haven't gotten any troubling comments, but that is definitely not the case across the platform. As a general rule, I tend to be anti-censorship based on principle, but at the same time, when you have people who are just being hateful or ignorant or just not very nice, I think creators should be able to very easily remedy that situation. And currently, that is not the case. Especially considering that some of the comments that I've come across happen to be on webtoons that are meant for all ages, or at least meant for younger audiences. And so I find it to be an oversight that there is not a lot of monitoring going on in that regard. There also does not seem to be a way to block a particular user, which again, I haven't had to deal with, but just seems like something that would make sense for like most websites, and WEBTOON does not, or at least that I know of, does not have this feature. And as they are growing, I think they really need to consider these things. For number 3, I do want to see the flip side of that, because if we're talking about blocking users, I think we should also talk about embracing users. I love the top comment feature. That is such a fun way to embrace the community aspect of webcomics, and usually the comments always make me laugh, and that's why they're top comment. Or they even offer something insightful that helped me appreciate the episode of what I'm reading even more. And it's like this beautiful relationship between artist and reader and fellow readers. I think that's great. So why do we not have a function for readers or reader/creators to have a profile page? I think we are missing out on a really vital social media aspect of webcomics on WEBTOON. I think it would be great if I started to notice someone giving really good comments and liking a lot of the same stories that I was reading, if I could go to their page and see like what comics they are reading, or if they're a creator themselves, that would be so much fun. And I know that would mean me spending a lot more time on WEBTOON as opposed to like Instagram, which is not as niche. And so I'm exposed to a lot more. So if you want to optimize it for the user, as well as develop more foot traffic that would give you more ad revenue, then make it more interactive. Make people want to stay on that site beyond just reading and commenting on their favorite stories. Number 2, something I feel really passionate about, but I didn't make number 1 because I'm not really sure how it would work, and it doesn't seem as easy or simple as some of the other things that I've stated, is that I would love if WEBTOON had a more adult imprint in the style of Vertigo for DC Comics. Rest in peace, Vertigo. Because I think that the demographics are a lot more diverse than WEBTOON seems to be under the impression, meaning that, sure, there are tabs that you can sort through in order to see what comics people are reading according to their age, but in general, and in my personal opinion, I feel that WEBTOON definitely caters to a teenage audience, which I think is lovely. I know I really fell in love with comics when I was a teenager. I have nothing against teen readers, but I know in my own work, I'm trying to reach mid-20s / early 30s people in my audience. And I'm also trying to consume stories like that. Stories that are perhaps just a bit more mature in tone and in the subjects that they deal with. Not necessarily adult in like a sexy or gory way, although I do think that that is an aspect of it. I just think it would benefit both artists and readers if we had a more, again, optimized way to sort of search these things. Not only that, but it is a little bit concerning to me how easy it could possibly be for children to access a lot of these titles. I really don't mean that to come off in like a y'all need Jesus kind of way. Or again, I'm not wanting to ban any material or censor any material, but I do think that we are probably going to run into issues with children accessing material that they just are probably not ready for. And I know that I don't want children reading my stuff, for sure. I can be very self-aware and honest in that regard. No children here, please. Thank you. And the number 1, the thing that drives me so crazy, and I know other creators can relate to this, is that I don't know when people are commenting and when I get new comments. Again, a lot of these things are so funny to me that WEBTOON seems to be such a pioneer in so many regards, and yet basic features of a lot of other social media or art posting platforms do not seem to currently exist on this website. If I could log into WEBTOON and see that I got a new comment, rather than acting like a crazy obsessed person who occasionally has to go back through and memorize how many comments were on each page before to check if there's a comment that I missed and am accidentally ignoring, that would be great. Not that, I'm speaking for myself exactly. I'm just talking on behalf of a friend. I just know that while, of course, it's really important to create from a place of internal validation, getting comments is a really encouraging and wonderful communal aspect of webcomics. And so creators would really love to know when they're getting new comments, especially on older updates, that they might not be checking as obsessively as some people. And again, that's the flip side of it too. If a reader feels really connected to a story and they want to connect with the creator as well, they might be under the impression that the creator is ignoring them when really they just didn't see their comment. So those are my 5 big things. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with any of my points? And do you have any other suggestions? If anyone from WEBTOON is listening, hi, please know that I do love you, and I hope that we consider these things. And also, my comic is called Soul Match. I love you. Bye.